Good morning, everybody. The Department and Agency Subcommittee is now in session. It's Wednesday, January 24th, 9:30 a.m. And with that, I would like to welcome everybody. And Lisa, please call the roll.
Bricken, Carringer, Chisholm, Haston, Holsclaw,
Present.
Kiesling, Littleton. Representative Holsclaw, you have a quorum.
Thank you, Lisa. Of those that's followed this committee, you're well aware that we're missing a member. We've got a vacant chair. And I reflect back on Mr. Beck, of his smile and his laughter. You know, he could light in a room. And he was a dear friend and colleague. He worked both sides of the aisle. He's going to be sorely missed, and he'll be with us here in spirit while we're doing this. So let's take a minute and just reflect on Bill. Thank you, members. Any announcements, personal orders? Michelle Carringer, you're recognized. You going to sing or?
Okay, since my name got mentioned.
We do have a calendar this morning. And we'll start off with HB 1651 by Whitson. You are recognized. Got a motion, a second, so it's probably before us. Get upgraded.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, or Mr. Chairman and committee. Sorry, I elevated you there. Good morning. And this bill, with the help of the Secretary of State, opens up for 5 days for some organizations that were late in getting their charitable events into the Speaker or to the Secretary of State for consideration. And so with that, I renew my motion.
You're hung up on the Speaker this morning, ain't you? You got Speaker hung up on you this morning.
Okay. Well, you are important, sir.
Since I'm getting ready to vote on your bill, right? Call for question. Those in favor say aye. Opposed? Your bill moves forward.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and committee.
And we're moving on to HB 1657, and you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I request that HB 1657 be rolled to the March 6th calendar, please.
Thank you. Do we have to vote on that? No. Without objection, it is rolled. HB 1657. And now we're on HB 1707. You got a motion second, so you're recognized, McCallum.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, members. Members, this is a Secretary of State bill. It's just essentially a charitable cleanup. It's a cleanup bill to create words are hard this morning, to create consistency in the Charitable Solicitations Act. It's the first cleanup bill in over 10 years, and as such will add much needed consistency across processes currently in use for charitable organizations. Amongst other things, this bill accomplishes the following. First, it moves all definitions in the Act to the definitions section to provide clearer organization, and defines terms previously left undefined in the Act. Secondly, it eliminates redundant filings for charitable organizations. Third, it allows the Secretary of State to administratively prohibit a charitable organization from soliciting charitable funds during an official investigation, instead of having the Attorney General rush to court to obtain an injunction. Fourth, it clarifies the Secretary of State has discretion to impose civil penalties for violations of the Charitable Solicitations Act in all instances. The Act currently mandates that the Secretary of State impose civil penalties whenever a charitable organization violates any provision of the Act. However, the purpose of the Act is remedial, to provide information to the public and to protect charitable contributions. As such, the primary goal is to bring organizations into compliance rather than be heavy-handed with the imposition of civil penalties. Many of the smaller charitable organizations are completely volunteer-run, and these volunteers are often simply not aware of the ongoing responsibilities under the Solicitation of Charitable Funds Act. This change would allow the Secretary of State to have the discretion in imposing civil penalties so that charitable division can work with the charitable organizations to bring them into compliance and save civil penalties for those organizations that intentionally choose to ignore their responsibilities or that engage in false, deceptive charitable solicitations. And lastly, it changes the grant of rulemaking authority to the Secretary of State under Charitable Solicitations Act. As part of the cleanup of the entire Act, this is simply clarifying the scope of the Secretary of State's rulemaking authority. And with that, I renew my motion.
Any members have questions? Representative Bricken.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just a curiosity question on section, I guess 6, paragraph A. It covers about a charitable organization raising less than $50,000, and only after they raise more than 50, they have to register with the Secretary of State. Is that threshold changing, or is that it's always been $50,000?
You are recognized, Councilman.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Sir, I'm not sure. We do have the Secretary of State's assistant here. If you would like clarification from her, I'm not sure if that bill speaks to the $50,000 threshold, sir.
It should be a quick answer, so yes.
We want to go out of session? We'll hear from Chris. Go ahead and get up to the speaker.
Yeah,
So
section 6, paragraph capital A, the $50,000 threshold, is that changes? Does this bill change that threshold from something else, or has it always been 50?
No, I don't believe so.
Christina,
Yes, sir.
just for the record, state your name and who you're with, so
Oh,
they've got it
sorry.
on record.
Christina Temple, Chief of Staff to the Secretary of State. I don't believe so, but I'm happy to triple check with our division director and confirm that, but I don't believe that to change.
Okay. I think our attorney says it doesn't, so. All right. Good.
Thank you. We'll go back in session. Other questions, comments? Call for the question. We're voting on HB 1707. Those in favor say aye. Opposed? Bill moves on. And once again, you are recognized. You try to get all your bills done early this year.
Yes, sir, I am. I'm avoiding FLOMO, sir.
We have a motion and a second on HB 1708. You are recognized, Representative Cowman.
Thank you again, Chairman and members. Members, this is a charitable fee reduction. This bill continues to reduce fees charged to charities during the next fiscal year. 1, 2, it raises the threshold of revenue to qualify for audit. And number 3, it clarifies that professional solicitors are subject to the same late fees for filings related to annual statements as other entities. And with that, I stand ready for questions.
Michelle Carringer, you are recognized.
Thank you, Chairman. And I just want to thank you for bringing this bill because I had the exact bill that was being filed. And when they came to my office, when they asked some of the things I was working on, because in my District 16, we have a hospice center that was started, and they were having to have audits done, on $500,000, and the audits are very expensive, and it's hard to also get the CPAs to, enough of them that would be able to do it. So it was very costly, and so I ended up dropping my bill because the bottom line is we just wanted to take care of this hospice group along with all the other non-charitable groups that are having problems with this. So thank you very much for Secretary of State and for carrying this bill. So hope everyone will be on board with it.
Thank you, ma'am.
So do you do a better job than you've done?
Yes, he's a freshman. I'm going to give it to him.
We
you,
are
ma'am.
voting on HB 1708. Those in favor say aye. Opposed? Good job. You're moving on, young man.
Thank you, Chairman and committee.
And without objection, we are done.